she was. She didn't come anywhere, but she came there because she knew there were emeralds there. But they had a wonderful life and time together, and I'm happy about that because they couldn't be more different. Because she drank, she had a drink, I had a drink, he didn't drink. We smoked cigarettes, he didn't smoke. We were playing cards, he doesn't gamble, okay? So everything she did, he didn't, and the other way around. But he did sit there with us the whole time while we're smoking, drinking, and playing cards, and would tell stories where Gita would roll her head and say, like, thousands of times, I've heard that story. He loved to tell stories. And he would tell stories of his movies and the locations and the actors, and he just loved doing that. He was wonderful.
Can you talk about Joe Dante? Because Joe Dante is a big fan of The Howling too, is that correct?
Every time we see each other, you know, he says, no, I loved yours. And I said, no, I loved yours more. You know, so we have this thing going on. We love each other's movies. But we know that Howling 1 and 2 is where it basically ends, I think.
I think you're right.
I don't know. I mean, 3, 4, and 5 were made too, but I know 1 was definitely a Joe Dante classic. And Howling 2, I don't know what it is. I know only one thing. It's a movie that the critics have loved to hate and hate to love. That's what it is. It's fun. It is what it is. Yeah.
Can we show clip 3, Hercules, please?
Minos means to give it to me. And he couldn't have chosen better. The black lotus. Its nectar numbs the mind and awakens the senses. Drink deep, my hero, to enhance the 1,000 pleasures I will give you.
Where is Cassiopeia?
She's about to be turned to ashes. But don't let her escape! Don't block him!
How many movies did you do with Lou Ferrigno? How many movies did you do?
Just one.
Just one. And is this another remake of The Magnificent Seven?
I think it was different.
And was that, can you talk about, sorry, I've lost my
Oh,
place.
wait a minute. You asked me what other movie we did together. Yeah,
Yes.
we did the Magnificent Seven. Basically, it was gladiators. Yeah, we shot that in Rome. Exactly, yeah.
Did you do a lot of your own stunts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did my own horse riding, and of course, I studied with, I can't think of his name right now, but a very, very well-known guy in Italy, and all the sword fighting and everything, of course. Yeah, the stunts were worked out, but I did my own stunts, yeah.
What are your favourite crew? Do you like working with American crews? What are the differences between American crews and, say, Italian crews?
It's a bit of an echo. Yeah.
What's the difference? What's your favourite part of working with the crew, the film crew?
Well, working with the film crew is wonderful because it's your family. You know, when you're on a movie, the people that make you look good, and help you to bring the story to life and to you becomes your family, and it's very important. And when you see them in the morning, and you can say good morning, and did you have a good night, and it's very important. And I love being on sets, and I love my crew, whether they're my crew or they're someone else's crew, but I love everyone that works there, because everyone is responsible for how you look, how you sound, and in the end brings a beautiful piece of work to the screen so that you all can enjoy it. So it's very important to me. But it all starts with the director, you know? It does. There are directors that just want to, let's get to work, and there's no in between. But usually, I think I've had a lot of luck with working with great directors and great crews.
Can we shove the Halloween clip, please?
Well, I guess I'll see you next week.
I'll walk you to the car.
Bye, sweetie.
No, sit with my flight ticket. This is my son car.
Yes, sir.
Cute baby.
He's been silent now for 2 weeks almost. We really may want to consider shock treatment.
What is it like to work with Rob Zombie?
I love working with Rob Zombie, and when he called my house, and well, he didn't call, his office called my house and said, oh, could you come over, Mr. Zombie would like to see you for the movie. I went to his studio, went to the studio in his office, and I was not let into his office, but I knew, and I don't know if you know, but he's a big collector of, you know, posters and videos, and I thought, I don't know if he saw The Howling or not, but I'm going to bring him a poster, and I'm going to bring him a video, and I'm going to put it on his desk. So I gave it, I said, is Mr., you know, is he in his office? And they said, no, but you can just lay it down. He would like to see you here, come with me. He took me into the makeup room, and he had 2 heads there with blonde wigs, and he said, so you and Sherry are going to play the Croup sisters. Do you like it? I had never met him before. There was no formality. There was no meeting in the office. He knew that when I walked through the door, that's what he wanted me to be, and that's what we ended up being, the Croup sisters, Sherry and I. And then he said to me, I want you to be in this movie, and I said, I have something in your office, so we went into his office, and he said, oh, he didn't have it. He said, you have to sign it for me. And I looked in his office, and I said, you're doing a Howling, and I would love to be in a Howling with you. And he said, well, I've already cast everything, but let me think about it. And if I can think of a role to, you know, put you in, I will do that. And that's what happened.
That's brilliant. That's such a great story.
It ended up being smaller than we shot it, but there are reasons for that.
Can we show, this is the last clip and my last question, then we're open up for questions. Can we show the Jacko 2, please?
What you got there?
Found it on the job site today.
This thing. Oh. What did you say about?
I don't know more.
All came in early in the morning. I headed out to Oklahoma Woods, right by the side of the road. Found the baby. Jennifer. That baby was you.
Me? Wow. I'm starting to remember things. People screaming. There's blood flying everywhere. And there's a woman with burning eyes. There's also this creature, this monster, and it's killing everyone. Anyone who has both halves of this amulet controls 72 demons.
They would have a very powerful intelligence.
Mr. Jackal break your back. Cut off your head with a whack, whack, whack.
It's a silly childhood legend. Just because I was dumped in the woods with an amulet doesn't make me a demon witch baby.
What can you tell us about that movie?
Well, this is, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to, I think you saw a little bit, and you can let your fantasy go now. That was a lot of fun, and of course, that's the fifth project that I did with Fred Olin Ray. So when he called me and said that he wants to do this, I loved the idea. And he said, okay, when it's done, when it's finished being written, then I'll let you read it. And so that's how that came apart. That's, you know, Fred and I have worked together so many times that we trust each other. And, you know, I said, yeah, I like what you're saying. I like what you want to do. Now I'd like to read the script. But I basically committed to the project just by him telling me the idea. And then I had to, of course, see Jack-O'-Lantern 1. But last year I went to a couple of shows like here, and I'd like to ask this evening too, of all of you here, raise your hand if you've seen Jack-O'-Lantern. Well, it has a great following, but it was shot 35 years ago, so you know a lot of you are too young to have seen it. But it's a classic on its own.
We only have time, I'm sorry, we've gone over a little bit. We have time for one or two questions. If anyone wants to ask a question, please line up and ask now.
Hello. I was wondering if there's one character that fans come up to you to talk about more than any other.
I think The Howling 2 crowns it. Yeah, I think everybody loved that. And
The critics are wrong. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, well, they love to hate it. You know, they say, oh, it's this and it's that, but it's really this and it's really fun and it's great music, right? Oh, can't beat the music, right? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Sybil. Really great to meet you. I met you and Joe Dante at a couple of Monsterpaloozas ago, and you both are fantastic Hollywood legends for sure. One of my favorite movies with you is Reformed Schoolgirls with Wendy O. Williams. I was a big fan of hers before she passed, and Any good story you can share with the people about reform?